What up, bros? This is the All Bros podcast. I am Caleb Albers.
I'm Jonathan Rose. I'm
Texting, fool.
Hey, it's actually important. It's a girl, though.
As important as that may be, we are recording now. It is unprofessional.
So sorry.
Okay. Well, we got quite a bit of stuff that we can go over today. First off, we're going to go over near the end of the podcast, we're going to talk about Thor Ragnarok. Finally. I have things to say.
He almost, I'm just going to say right now, shit himself in the movie theater when Hulk first came out.
Just about.
Yeah.
We'll go over that at the end. And as a heads up, we're going to give you a couple warnings. First warning is right now, our review is going to be all types of spoilery. So if you've not seen the movie, I do not recommend that you listen to it. And we will give you a proper heads up before.
Unless you just want basically all to be about us.
Exactly.
Whole storyline. Let's just do it.
Whole story. This is going to be 3 hours long.
Thor Ragnarok was only like 2 hours, so.
Yeah, but we talked.
That's true.
Like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, good point. I'm smart.
A couple other things that we're going to talk about. The Deadpool 2 trailer that dropped. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday, and today is Thursday. So
today is also a big day because I don't really want to know why they waited so long, but today was the official release date for the tomato meter score of Justice League, and if I talk about that. So.
Yes, that is something we're going to talk about. I say obviously not this one, but maybe the one after our next one. We can do a Justice League review. So hopefully we have stuff to talk about. Otherwise, our next
sure
podcast.
We'll have a lot to talk about.
Well, I meant not
not
about the movie. Not about the movie. I meant like news
Oh
events.
yeah, no, I get you.
But if not, then our Justice League review next one.
Well, if Marvel would release the Infinity War trailer,
Yeah.
a lot to talk about.
Marvel just drop it already.
Although they did leak some pictures from the trailer. Did you do this?
Did not.
Ah, dude, it's like one is like Cap, Black Widow, and Falcon, like it's like, and then another one. I can't remember. Spiders is like or Falcon by someone.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no Hawkeye. Sorry.
You let that go.
No, I'm not gonna let that go.
Hawkeye's no longer in the Avengers movies. It is Ronan now.
It's still Hawkeye until Avengers 4. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's coming from Ronan until 4.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Alright,
I guess we'll see. But yeah.
Alright. So let's see. We got Deadpool 2, Justice League review, and I just got Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So
$70 on that.
yes,
right?
I had to get the deluxe edition.
I understand, dude.
Super worth it though. Like ridiculously worth it. So let's just get right on into it. Deadpool 2. What did you think about it? Quit texting.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Deadpool 2 trailer. I loved it, especially the beginning, like just all the painting, just like the Bob Ross references. I loved so much.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds is just an acting god.
He is. And I love how like they did show like clips from Deadpool 2, but they didn't like show a lot. It just left you like, oh, I want to see more like right now, but it didn't give me story.
Yeah.
Which I was okay.
Who did we all see? We saw Domino for a real quick second.
Yeah,
we didn't see her full face.
No, we saw Negasonic.
I freaking love her hair, dude.
Me too.
Like her buzz head was an okay look, but the hair she has now freaking looks sick on her.
Did we see Colossus?
I know.
Okay.
We saw Colossus.
I know.
But we saw a quick shot of what's her name? Marina.
I forgot.
Crap. I'm gonna get a point.
Yeah, you are.
Marina Bellucci, I want to say. You googling that?
Yeah.
Fucking lying piece of shit.
Hey, I'm texting my manager. So.
I'm gonna redeem myself and Google it first.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
If I can correct myself, it doesn't count.
Shit. No. Wait, what are we googling again? Seriously, no, really, what are we googling?
Whatever that lady's name is.
You cheating little shit. You're supposed to tell me.
Marina Bakarin. That's her name.
Bitch.
Forget you.
Piece of shit.
Anyway,
Sorry,
we saw her and Deadpool for a little bit. We didn't see any Cable until the end.
But I love that the final image that he thinks is the teaser that they released like last week, I think. That was awesome.
I like how it just kind of jumped from picture to picture.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I mean, I give them a lot of credit for creativity. It was a very creative TV spot. Not TV spot, TV spot.
Yes, love? Bye. We got an appearance from my lovely bride.
Woo!
She's
She's trying.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought I had to watch it like a couple times to catch it. The ending
I only watched it once.
Oh,
Sorry.
You're so lame.
Sorry!
I didn't get like a close up on each and every like frame. I don't frame by frame it, but whenever there's something that I didn't understand the first go around, I'll usually watch again. But at the end, you see Cable's hand.
Oh.
I thought that was Deadpool's hand grabbing the guns and stuff. It was Cable.
Yeah, just
I'm
like,
assuming.
Just like you think that's the Flash's shoulder, and that
It is the Flash's shoulder. You
find
bitch.
out tomorrow, bitch. I really need to control my cursing on this podcast. I'm sorry.
Whatever. We never claimed to be family friendly.
That's true.
But we're family friendly.
Just a little bit. Barely.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was Deadpool's hand, and then I was just like, I heard robotic movement, so I watched it over and over again, and I think it was Cable. The hand looked super robotic. It didn't look like Deadpool's glove.
Okay. All right.
So
Sweet.
It'll be interesting to see Josh Brolin in a comedy.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. He was in Men in Black 3. That kind of considered a comedy.
He had the Tommy Lee Jones kind of
that's true.
humor.
He was amazing, young.
Yes,
Agent
he was.
K.
He did a fantastic job. Even though at that time I didn't know the actors' names, I wasn't as familiar. Never.
I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't start getting into like knowing who people's names until like a couple years ago.
Yeah, until probably high school.
Yeah, just about. And that's when a little after, super late into our senior year, we started getting into like directors and stuff.
Yeah.
Which we're wanting to be.
Hopefully one day.
Hopefully, I just want at least one epic movie, and we will be as comic. If we can direct a comic book movie, it will be as comic book accurate as we can possibly make it. That is a claim that we're making right now, and you can hold us to it.
Yeah.
If it's not the least bit comic book accurate, well, we tried. Dude, that wasn't even rehearsed.
No, it was. By the way, you'll make a code.
Already gonna owe you a Superman Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Good luck finding a Flash one.
I thought it was.
Or the Pocket Pop.
A Flash one? Amazon.
Oh, true.
I
was gonna go to like Hot Topic or something.
That's true. Yeah, no, we could actually do that. Like whoever, because I mean, like the mall will still be open. So like after the movie, like we could just go to the mall, try to.
Yeah, and then we'll post a picture.
Yeah. See who won. There we go. Yeah. But I heard actually, sorry, this is like, were we on tangent now?
With what?
Like, were we on? Oh yeah, we were on Deadpool too. But kind of going off that, apparently, out of like all the Funko Pops of Justice League, Cyborg Flash is becoming very hard to find. And if you can, he's actually quite expensive. I think just a common. He's like going for like $13.
Is that full sized?
Yeah, that's a full size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But no, I'm just like, wow, dang, like $13 for the Flash. Like, holy shit. I'm glad
Dude,
I
I've
got
heard
mine when I first
so
did.
many contradictory things about Justice League. It's not even funny.
I don't like.
Which I think we can go on that tangent now. So
Okay.
I think we're done.
I don't know. I just want to like. I'm literally done. I've watched like I think like 4 reviews altogether, and most of them are like reviewers that I trust. And basically they're saying like, yes, it has its problems. The villain is very forgettable, but still it's an overall very fun movie, and the chemistry between the Justice League makes it very enjoyable.
Is that consistent with every single person that you listen to?
Everyone points out how well the cast works together.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I've heard a ton of contradictory things. Like I hear that Wonder Woman steals the show. Some people say Aquaman and Flash steal it.
I've heard.
No one says Cyborg does.
Yeah, I've heard from I think like 2 reviewers that if you out of all the Justice League, the one who gets the short end of the staff is Aquaman. Actually.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Because I really like Jason Momoa.
Me too. But I've also heard that Cyborg actually isn't not like Cyborg's you like joke.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think he jokes at all in his sleep. He's really
that
serious.
kind of bums me out.
I mean, it's a different take on the character, but I think I'm okay with that, just because I think Ray Fisher was just such a great choice.
He was. I like how in some of the trailers he would say like "Booyah."
Yeah.
Because he would say that a lot in Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Which that was my first introduction to Cyborg as a character overall. So
I think that was mine too.
Yeah. I'm not a big DC Comics reader.
Me either.
You're not a big comics reader in general.
Shut up. Okay.
Whatever. No one can see what you're doing, so whatever you're doing has no.
Well, okay. I'm not giving him the bird, but at the same time, I'm trying to be kind of nice here.
Yeah.
But
If this was a video podcast, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
If this was a video podcast, we'd have to shower.
I look fine.
Well, I just got home from work.
So I don't know why you're saying we both have to shower. You saying I look bad?
We'd have to shower consistently.
Oh, okay. Get it now.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and you were giving me shit.
You know what? I thought it was on mute.
Yeah, see, that's why I always make sure it's on mute.
Gosh, Bronson.
Oh, great.
It's my younger brother. What?
That's just my manager.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson called. He's always calling me. Thinks we're friends or something.
You were when or I don't know.
We are on some days.
Yeah.
Other days probably.
Whereas like you and Claire are friends, okay.
Yeah, well, it's not very hard to get along with.
He's
he just kind
not.
of goes with the flow.
I love Wade. I love you too, Bronson. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't add a but. I love you, Bronson.
Anyway.
Okay, back to
So,
Justice League.
Rotten Tomatoes released their score for Justice League.
Yes.
And it is currently
Let me
sitting at what?
Let me check because I want to also read. Have you read the consensus?
Consensus?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay,
I haven't
I'm
looked
gonna
at
read it to
anything.
you, and I want to see what hear what you think. Okay, let's see. Ah, dang it! It dropped more.
Are you shitting me?
It's at 36% right now, guys.
What the hell?
This is horseshit. Okay. Critics' consensus. Justice League leaps over a number of DC movies, but its single bound isn't enough to shed the murky aesthetic, thin characters, and chaotic action that continue to dog the franchise.
So dumb.
Thin characters? I've heard from no one that the characters are badly portrayed. I did hear from one that said that they didn't like Ezra Miller's take on the Flash because they felt he was too jokey.
But the Flash is jokey.
Yeah, and also
If anyone, I think Grant Gustin's Flash is too serious.
that's fair. And also one that someone pointed out is they don't like how the Flash runs because instead of like how someone goes like fist for fist fist fist, instead Ezra Miller's Flash is like wailing his hands around and like he's like trying like kind of like pushing his feet off to the side.
Skating
or something. I don't know. But like she's like, why can't you just run like regularly? I'm like, on the other hand, I'm like, okay, if you're able to run as fast as the Flash can, it's got to take some time to getting used to. I don't think you can just start off running regularly if you're running that fast.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I kind of like that. As I don't know if that was Zack Snyder's or Joss whoever. I don't know if that was the director's decision or if that was Ezra Miller's decision. But I'll have to see it in the movie. That I kind of like that.
Yeah, I thought from the trailers portraying that, just the little clips of it, I thought he was doing something.
Oh yeah.
Like deflecting something or
Yeah, no,
like
that's-
pushing something away or
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, when
that's
he's
how
doing
he
that,
runs.
that's him running.
If it's like that the entire time he's running, then I'm gonna be a little upset.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll give you our thoughts. Yeah. So far, the reviews are basically going downhill, and I'm betting it's just DC. I don't know what it is with DC. Like Batman vs Superman wasn't bad.
It wasn't.
I mean, the Ultimate Edition was better.
Yeah.
But
like from the reviewers that I trust, and even IGN actually gave it a good score. They gave it a 7 out of 10, which is actually
So
very
it's just
good.
Rotten Tomatoes being
Yeah.
assholes.
So like it's like a B- C+ film. That's what I'm taking from it. So and usually IGN they'll shit on some movies that people love.
Like what movies have they done that with?
I think Murder on the Orient Express actually they gave it 4.
Well, you just named 2 movies that we haven't seen yet.
Sorry. Okay. Let me think. Okay.
Try to think of one we have seen.
Oh. Okay. Avengers: Age of Ultron. I want to swear they gave that a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's not an awful score for that movie.
Yeah, I feel it more so deserves.
It's
8.
fair.
Maybe this is not working. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to think of a system on which to rate our movies.
I
Are we
agree.
doing a grading, like A or
like
A
the
through
grading.
F?
I like the A through F. That's just me. The grading I usually like to go with.
All right, I'll do that because I think the percentage is a little overdone.
Yeah.
And 1 out of 10 is just it's hard to do.
There's only 2 reviewers that I know do on YouTube that do letter grading. That's John Flickster from the Flick Pick and Chris Stuck. And most people don't do it anymore.
Sweet. All right, so I guess that's how we'll grade all our movies from now on. Letter system.
Good deal.
And we'll do minuses and pluses.
Yeah.
That gives a little more options.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Rotten Tomatoes is just a little too hard on.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
you
just
but you
Zack
gotta
Snyder
remember-
films?
I don't know, but you gotta remember, it's not Rotten Tomatoes itself because the way that they have it set up is so weird. Because someone will get, because I think someone points out on the DC fans Facebook page, where reviewer said that he liked it. He didn't love it, but he really did like it. He had a lot of fun. He gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Rotten Tomatoes, like, kind of, I don't know how it works, but they considered that a Rotten score, not a fresh score. So he's like, I would more so lead that towards it being a, like a fresh score, not a Rotten score. So he's kind of pissed that his review got taken as rotten.
So it's with Rotten Tomatoes, their reviews are more, it's either pass or fail.
Yes.
That's so retarded.
Yeah.
That is
So
dumb. And I bet these people, I bet these people reviewing it aren't even like comic book fans, but if that's how it is, if it's a pass-fail system, I can understand why the score's so low.
It's not their fault. It's like, it doesn't matter how they grade their movies, it's just how Rotten Tomatoes takes the score.
You know,
I sometimes wish that Rotten Tomatoes, like, score didn't have such a big effect on films, but it sadly does. Some it doesn't, but some it really does.
It sucks. Rotten Tomatoes just needs to fix their system.
Yeah.
Maybe do an average score if they're gonna do a system where they're taking a bunch of critics' reviews and making it either a pass or a fresh or a rotten. They need to get like a middle ground and get an average area. Like obviously there are going to be some reviewers that do 9 or 1 through 10.
Yeah.
There's going to be some that do a percentage. There's going to be some that do a letter grade or out of 5 stars or something like along those lines. They need to not just make it a pass or fail.
I agree.
I mean, who knows? Maybe the movie is shit. People are just being a little generous.
I hope it's not.
I hope it's not either. I really want it to be
the only DC movie that I consider is like really kind of close to being shit, but there's still some redeemable qualities of it. Suicide Squad.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Edition or whatever, not the Ultimate Edition, the extended cut didn't change very much.
It didn't. Whereas like Batman v Superman, it changed a lot and made it a better film.
That one was the only one that I think made a difference to.
Yeah. All they added in Suicide Squad was a couple notes.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even watch the theatrical version of Batman vs Superman.
I don't either.
But I'll watch. It doesn't it's kind of whichever one I accidentally click on when with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they're like right next to each other.
Yeah. I'm just glad that Wonder Woman didn't have an extended cut.
It didn't need an extended cut. It was. I wouldn't say perfect,
well,
but
almost.
it was as good as DC's gotten
Yeah.
in a very long time. But I do enjoy the way that they're taking Batman, even though we got to see a little bit of him in Suicide Squad and a bit of him in Batman vs Superman. I'm hoping we get to see a lot more Batman.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't one of the... I don't know, I was a little hesitant when they casted Ben Affleck as Batman.
Dude, you threw a fit.
I did. I don't know why.
Don't you lie to our viewers.
It was a very stupid decision because after seeing Batman v Superman, he knocked out. I've heard he does an amazing job again in Justice League, so yeah. I feel bad that I doubted Ben Affleck.
You should.
Excuse me?
You should. I'm kidding.
You laughed at the picture that I showed you that like kind of made fun of that. Like when it's like at Marvel headquarters and it's like everyone like opening up a newspaper that says Ben Affleck cast as the new Batman, has everyone at Marvel laughing. You laughed your ass off at that.
I did.
Yeah.
That was just funny in general. Like even after seeing Batman, that shit's still funny.
It is. I agree. But still, come on, you had a little hesitation.
I did.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant on how Ben Affleck would do.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot better, and he was. I wouldn't say born to be Batman, but he's damn near close.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anyone was born to be Batman, it was probably Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he was just born in the wrong era to be Batman. But
he was just born to play like every single person that has wings.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, let's see. So he's played Batman. He played Vulture. He played Birdman.
Oh, that's true.
That it? I want to say there's one other bird-like creature that he's played.
Michael Keaton. Ah, that was loud.
Very. My ears. What was that?
My computer being dumb.
Where is it?
Fail.
Sorry, I tried.
Oh, you try those.
No. Win some, lose some.
Money.
I think I'm hilarious.
But overall, I want this to be a very successful movie.
Me too. Sorry, I'm still trying to find that picture.
We're already past that point.
Oh, well, okay, fine. Okay, yes, I want Justice League, but not good.
I want it to be at least as good as Wonder Woman. Maybe a few notches below.
I feel it's probably gonna be a few notches below.
it'll still be good, even if it's a
Yeah.
few notches below
Agreed.
Wonder Woman. Speaking of Wonder Woman, have you heard the news on Gal Gadot's deal?
About the Brett Ratner thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Like, it's officially said that he's not has nothing to do with Wonder Woman 2?
Dude, when Brielle was the one that told me about that, I came walking in our bedroom and she's just like, "Hey, did you hear about this? That Gal Gadot wants that producer fired, or she's not going to have anything to do with Wonder Woman 2." And I'm like, I would fire his ass so fast.
I know, right?
I'd be like, okay. Like
The
it
only
would.
thing good that I can think that Brett Ratner has done is the Rush Hour movies. That's it.
Was pretty good.
It's alright.
But dude, that was a freaking, what she said was a death sentence to his life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like his career or anything like that. Just like she I think she knew what kind of power she had over DC.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And good call. I mean,
Right.
if someone does that shit, they should be fired.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, that wouldn't even have been a hard choice.
Oh, no.
Like if I would have
Because I'm sure Patty Jenkins would have left too if they would have kept Brett
Gotcha.
Ratner out.
yeah, but whoever was in charge of like the producers at that time, I wouldn't have even been hard. I'd been like, all right, fine.
See you, Ratner.
It's like, did someone bring you coffee that was too cold? They're gone too.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, like she has. I feel like she has so much say in the DC universe
Oh yeah,
now.
she
It's not even
does.
funny.
Yeah.
Her and Ben Affleck
Yeah.
probably freaking control DC.
Yeah.
I think Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher and Jason Momoa have a little ways to go.
Way to leave out Henry Cavill.
Cavill.
Sorry. Way to leave out Superman himself.
I don't think he has enough say. I think he could.
He started the DCU.
I know he started it, but think about how many lines he's had in both of the movies.
Okay. I've heard that this is the best
I
Superman
bet
we've
you
seen.
that Batman had more, like, relative to time-wise, I bet Batman had more lines in Suicide Squad than Superman had in both Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman.
Okay, yeah, no, see, I know where you're coming from. Yeah, no. Shit.
What?
I will go back now and watch Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. I will count every single line that Superman says.
Yeah,
It's
but you have to do a ratio.
It's more than how much Batman is in Suicide Squad. What does Batman say? I don't want to use it for the daughter Deadshot. That's it.
Yeah, but how long is the movie? So you need to think about the total amount of time that Henry Cavill's been on screen so you need to count the entire time of Man of Steel and the entire movie of Batman vs. Superman versus the hour and 25-minute or however long Suicide Squad was. I bet the ratio is pretty freaking close. I think so.
We're gonna test this.
Yeah.
But
We'll come back to you next
week.
week.
But I have heard that this is the Injustice League's the best we've seen for Superman. Like if you were,
Good.
I've heard if you were still skeptical of Henry Cavill as Superman, then this will definitely change your mind.
Dude, that's what they said about Batman vs. Superman.
That's true.
And
I don't know.
And he didn't talk.
But what
That was my problem with it. He just didn't talk.
But what I find funny is I wish they wouldn't have told us that, because you know how Henry Cavill's in the next Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
You know how he had to grow out a mustache?
Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't have told us that they had to digitally remove it for some reshoots because people have been pointing out. If they wouldn't have told us, you wouldn't be able to see that there's totally I don't know,
Oh my gosh.
something
is
digital covering up. So because you
That's
know
so
about
sad.
it, you can totally tell. But I feel if we wouldn't have, we would be good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
Dude, that's all I'm going to be able to think about tomorrow.
Where's your mustache?
That is so sad.
I know.
I did hear an interview about him talking about being in the Superman's costume with a mustache.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, does he have a mustache in the movie? Batman, or if anything, he should just have a beard. Not just a mustache.
Yeah.
You're going to turn Superman into a pedophile. I'm glad they digitally removed it then.
That's the best they could.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe they're doing another Mission Impossible.
Have you seen how good the last two were?
In all honesty, I haven't even seen any of them. I think I've seen maybe... Yeah, I might have deserved that.
Yeah, you did.
I've seen clips and bits. I've seen the one where Tom Cruise was on that plane.
Okay.
And being a person that works around those jets,
Yeah.
holy shit, that must have been windy.
I can't. Hawkeye himself is in the last two. How have you not watched
I
it?
just haven't watched any of
What the
them.
hell is wrong? They're very good.
A lot.
I mean, it's
Dude, well,
it's-
anytime I like go on Hulu or Netflix, they always show the most recent. I want to start from the
I
beginning.
want to say I have the one for I think the last one. It was Rogue Nation. Yeah, Rogue Nation. So I'll send you the link to that one.
Cool.
I
Then I
think
can
I've
actually
still
get on
opened
the
it.
Mission Impossible bandwagon, and then I'll have
Yeah,
something
that's-
relevant to say.
You're probably gonna be like so behind because that's like the latest one.
Dude, I shouldn't even talk about Mission Impossible. It's like referring someone to a restaurant I've never been to.
Yes,
So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut about that until I've seen them.
but they're very good. I mean, it is sad though that Jeremy Renner isn't able to be in Mission Impossible 6. I believe it's 6 because of Avengers 3 and 4. I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining either. Yeah, dude, I want Hawkeye needs something to get more of his story out there. Black Widow does too, but I think we're making a Black Widow movie. Wasn't that announced?
I don't know if it's been announced. It's I believe as more time goes on, it's gotten more and more into actually becoming a reality.
That's cool then. I hope it's more like as much as I love Scarlett Johansson, I feel a Black Widow movie needs to be with someone younger. Like I think they need to show pre Black Widow.
That's fair. That's one of Budapest movie. I don't know what happened in
Yeah,
Budapest.
what the hell happened in Budapest? Everyone just kind of glazed that over.
I know, right?
No one's even they haven't talked about it at all.
I know.
Unless they were saving it for if they pull some bullshit where Thanos gets the time stone and then makes them kind of relive Budapest, I'm gonna be so upset.
You think Kevin Feige would say if he emailed him about that question? What happened to Budapest?
He'd probably just delete it and send it to the spam folder with all the other ones he's gotten.
Probably.
If we're gonna email him, it's gonna be about something relevant that no one else is asking.
That's fair.
And then we're also going to attach our resumes.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, what do you think? I think that covers it for any news.
Yeah, that's about it.
What else did we have anything else? Deadpool 2.
You said you wanted to talk about Lego Superheroes 2.
Yeah. The
What was
game is super fun.
Okay. I
They have some missions that were at the beginning that were a little difficult. At the beginning, you have to fight the Vulture, or one of the battles. You fight the Vulture, like classic Vulture, and the 2099 Goblin, which is super fun. The fight overall, like, I love the mechanics of the game. There's one mechanic that I want to get to later. Anyway, I just want to get to the fight first. So the fight, super confusing. Like, so when Vulture's flying around the city, or like the small part of Manhattan that you can explore at the time, and he's leaving behind these like circles that I'm not sure if you have to go through. You're playing as Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen and
What's Spider-Man?
Civil War
Civil War.
and Spider-Man Homecoming, not the classic suit. That
I
one
just
you
didn't
have
know
to
if it was
unlock.
like Spider-Man.
No, it's
Just
just normal
regular
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're fighting as him, but you're web swinging, so you can't really get through all of the. Yeah, it was, and it's super hard. It took me forever because I was just trying to get near the Vulture, and then I would just randomly attack him.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that. But after that, the fighting got way better. I think that was the only struggle I had. The overall with the fighting, with most characters, especially the ones that are gymnastics based, like Black Panther, those ones are a little hard to fight as because they leap a lot, or most of their attacks they leap forward. So if you're near an edge, it's super hard to fight like villains or people.
Yeah.
Just because I'll attack someone and then I push them forward and then we both fall to our death.
Oh, dude, that's
And
nice.
so it's easy to kind of get around because you can just kind of get to the side.
Yeah.
A couple of things that they added, I'm super happy with. It's not such a pain in the ass to wall crawl as Spider-Man,
Oh, that's good.
which is awesome. I haven't unlocked Hulk or any of the big figures yet,
You
so
unlocked Hawkeye?
not the good Hawkeye. I've unlocked a Hydra-based Hawkeye.
The Hydra-based Hawkeye?
Yeah, so there's different areas of Phronopolis, and at the beginning it's super cool because it's just Kang the Conqueror is is opening these portals everywhere that you can jump through.
So is it kind of like the Hawkeye in the first Avengers? Is that what you're gonna?
No, it's like, I'll explain it in a second better, but there's portals that open, and then you can jump through them. It's only at the beginning though that you can jump through, and you'll go to different timelines. Like there's the first one that you jump through is medieval times,
Okay.
and then you jump through another one, and it's Manhattan, like current Manhattan, and then you jump through another one, and it's Wakanda, and it's pretty cool. And then eventually the time barriers, which are just like these green walls, break, and then Chronopolis is born, and it's just like free roaming map, and the map is huge, like it is crazy big, which I love. There's a world where it was Hydra that won, not that, or Captain America couldn't stop Hydra from taking over, and it was like Hydra won World War II kind of thing. And it's one of the fights that you do is Iron Man. He's called something else. Name escapes me. But then you fight Hawkeye too. But he in the Hydra world, he's just called Bowman, which I think is. I was just like, okay, you could have been a little more creative.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he's like wearing the Hawkeye purple costume with a cowl and everything, but it's green. Pretty cool.
Oh.
And then like there's the Hydra symbol on the chest, and
Chest.
same with Iron Man.
Chest.
It's pretty cool. I'll have to show you later. So I haven't unlocked normal Hawkeye.
Isn't normal Hawkeye though? Didn't they do like his Civil War costume?
I think
wanna
so.
say they did.
But they have like costumes for them. Captain America, I unlocked his Secret Empire costume, which is a comic. Son of a bitch!
You're
That
gonna
was
kill
loud.
my ears.
My computer just likes to give me random warnings. But as I was saying, I unlocked the Secret Empire costume of Captain America, and it's cool because he gets like a different style shield. I'm trying to think of other costumes that I unlocked. Spider-Gwen I've unlocked, Spider-Man I've unlocked, and he turns into back and forth to Peter Parker, which is really cool. Star-Lord. There's one thing that I can't figure out with Star-Lord is his mask. I can't figure out how his mask goes on and off, because they were showing that you could turn it on and off on like
Yeah, there
E3,
were, yeah.
and so I can't figure that out to save my life.
Do you have to put on the helmet though to listen to this tune?
No, he puts on like headphones.
Okay.
Like he pulls them out of his like random Lego pocket.
He never wore the mask, did he? Disregard something like that.
But it is cool. They actually play that song that he listens to at the beginning.
Yes.
Come and Get Your Love.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it only plays like a short clip of it, but you can listen to it as long as you want. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
And he dances, and then when you get near people, other people will dance, or like enemies, and then you can just start shooting, and it's awesome. The character creator is pretty bitchin'. Dude, so much. So, you know how in the other ones you had to, if you wanted a superpower, you had to get someone's feature. Like if you wanted to run fast, you had to have Quicksilver's face.
Yes.
Or if you wanted to fly, you had to have Iron Man's helmet, or it's just something of Iron Man. So in this, you can create your own character from scratch, and then assign powers to different.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
dude,
yes.
I can't wait to play this.
Yeah. It is awesome, and you can change everything, like the colors of certain stuff. They have a bow. Like my character that I built looks like has like the Thor Ragnarok costume. Has like a big old shoulder pad on his arm, and then he just has these two big ass hammers.
Nice.
It is awesome.
So was it worth $70?
So worth it, dude.
Okay.
Even so I got the season pass with it and the early access to the original Guardians. I haven't played as all of the original Guardians. I've been mainly focusing on the story. I would play it as Yondu for a little bit, and when he shoots his bow, he whistles, which is sick.
Is like the cinematic universe Yondu in this one, or is it?
Yes.
Okay. He is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much anyone that you could think of from the cinematic universe is in it.
Okay, that's cool.
And then some people that aren't. There's one thing that I kind of enjoy, but I don't at the same time. If you fight a villain, whoever is like you fight or whoever you can play as in a level, like it should be, if you play as a certain character in a level, it unlocks them.
Yeah.
But it also does that with villains that you fight. It automatically unlocks them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I've never seen that in past life.
Yeah. It doesn't. Like it kind of unlocks them, or you can go unlock them in the free roam somehow.
Yeah, I got it.
And then it kind of just gives you the option to purchase them. This one, it just unlocks them and they're instantly available, which I have mixed feelings about.
Yeah, too.
Just because there's like a sense of accomplishment when you've completed the game that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But there's the one mechanic that I don't like about it is I think they got rid of the running fast people, or like, I don't think Quicksilver's in it. Yeah. And then they have the option to teleport. Like they have, and it's just like a quick like movement a deal, not like teleport across the map, but just like a little teleport, which is really cool. But if you do it next to a wall and you're running at the wall, you're gonna freaking glitch like there's no tomorrow. No, which made me sad. But as long as you don't teleport next to a wall, you're good.
Okay, good to know.
But with the story mode, they have the characters. So in the story mode, they'll talk about, like, do a split up, where someone will say, all right, well, I'm going to go get this while you work on getting us this. And when it exits the cutscene, you get to pick which of those missions you want to do first, which is super cool. Like, and it'll call them like Team Thor, Team Captain America, Team Spidey, whoever's the head of the team. But Team Spidey consists Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Captain America's as Captain Marvel. Sometimes Star-Lord. It's just kind of whoever's there.
Okay.
But it's super fun. Overall, I give it a A.
I don't think it's very soon. Stupid decision of not board.
Well, if you don't have to leave immediately after we're done reading,
Yeah,
you guys,
sorry.
you suck.
Dude, I work at 6 in the morning.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say for Marvel. I think jump right into it.
Alright, yeah.
So, word of warning, again, this is the second of the warning. Second and last warning you're getting.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. Alright, so first off, we start off with Thor trapped in a cage, I guess?
Yeah.
With a skeleton.
You think that he's talking to the audience, but he's not. He's just
It is funny, but I think that was a little... There was a concept with the movie, and I felt they overdid it with in some places. Agree. There were some like comedy parts that fit perfect, and then there was like whenever he reacted to something, like the reactions were honest.
Yeah.
Then there was like just stuff that they put in for a laugh.
Yeah.
That you could totally tell. So I felt it was a little over funny.
One that comes to mind, I don't know, it was funny, but I feel like it really when Valkyrie shows up, she comes out, she's like, it's mine, and she just topples up.
Yeah, that was a cheap really laugh.
Neat. Yeah, it was funny, but I'm like, you did need that.
Yeah. But you see him talking to a skeleton. I don't feel the real Thor would be talking to a skeleton.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But like when he was hanging in front of Surtur and spinning around, that was funny.
That was very funny.
Like the way he's just like, wait. Like that was hilarious. Like I felt they kind of went one too many with that. I felt like after a certain amount of time, Surtur should have just grabbed the chain like he did later and just like.
How many times did he go around? Like 5?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's still like, kind of funny, but it wasn't.
Comedy comes in threes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do it 3 times, and then when it's about to be the 4th, have Surtur grab the friggin' chain and just hold him up.
Yes.
When he was fighting Surtur's minions, that was insane. Amazing start to the deal for the whole movie. And after that, he goes to Asgard, and he kind of knows that Loki.
Yes, that he has a feeling. Yeah. And I found it interesting how he basically makes Loki confess that he was pretending to be Odin. Just throws Mjolnir like come back. I think like what it gets like that close before.
Yeah. Where he's like, fine. I felt that was pretty good.
That was
laugh.
A good joke. Yeah, that was good.
Because I think it should have been like, I think Thor should have just been like, well, the only thing that can stop it is me or you.
Yeah.
Like turned it like him looking like Odin and been like him like holding his hand out and just kind of like
that would have been funny. That would have been really funny.
But I like that whole scene, all that where Loki's just trying to make himself look like a hero.
Yeah, I played that. Yeah, did we ever look to see if that was Matt?
Dude, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Loki was putting on a play where he was reenacting Thor: The Dark World, and Matt Damon was playing Loki, which, as far as cameos go, that's a pretty great one.
That was, I like that. Subtle.
It was, like, I kept leaning over to you and being like, is that Damon?
From Man on the Side.
It's a Marvel movie.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think it would have been funny if that was, like, really Matt Damon, and then they just teleported him back to Earth after that.
Oh my gosh, dude, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah. But we're under the assumption that was just a Matt Damon looking Asgardian.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great.
So
far the movie had been really, really good. Then they go to hunt down Loki. Not Loki. They go to hunt down Odin because he's kind of disappeared and they need to find out where Loki's put him. And Loki put him in a home.
Which got burned to the ground.
Or demolished.
Demolished.
Yeah, so Thor's pissed off. And then Doctor Strange comes.
Yep.
Or he doesn't come. He teleports Loki, and Thor's like ready to freaking beat the shit out of Loki, and Loki's like, it's not me, and then he teleports down And then Doctor Strange teleports Thor, and that whole camp. I thought he was going to be in the movie more.
I did too.
Like I was really hoping.
I was okay with like how Taika Waititi went.
Yeah, I feel like Doctor Strange still hasn't learned anything. He's still a cocky asshole.
That's okay though.
Yeah, I mean it worked.
Yeah.
I felt that movie was supposed to humble him a little bit. Like his Doctor Strange was supposed to humble him.
Yeah.
But it didn't. He's just not just a cocky magician now.
Yeah.
Instead of a cocky surgeon.
Yeah.
But I don't like what Marvel's doing with showing a scene from a movie.
I agree. Like should have never released that international trailer that showed Doctor Strange.
No, I'm talking about the end of Doctor Strange. They showed that scene where he's drinking the
Oh yeah, they
beer.
did.
They didn't show like all of it. They added some stuff.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
but I just felt that didn't need to be in.
Yeah. You're gonna.
Like I felt that whole thing should have been after that conversation.
Agreed.
Which I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Because they did that with Civil War too. At the end of what movie was it? I think it was Winter Soldier. Didn't they have it wasn't Winter Soldier. You know the scene where Bucky has his arm in that press, and then Falcon and Cap are talking.
I swear that's Age of Ultron.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay, that's what
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought too. So
Dude, I
yeah,
never
they showed
picked
that.
up with that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's kind of been the pattern.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
What would have really sucked if they showed the end credit scene of Spider-Man from Civil War. They put that in the movie.
Oh, I feel that would have stopped something.
Dude, I would have been so mad.
Yeah.
I'd just been like, you know what, Marvel?
Get your shit together.
Gather your shit up. Get it together.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I like with Doctor Strange teleporting around, making Thor sick. That was fun.
That was very funny.
Like it makes you wonder what he's doing though. Because he doesn't need a sling ring, it looks anymore.
Yeah.
And if he does, he uses it super quick. I mean, maybe it's just quick teleports, but still. And then, so they kind of go over what they're hunting for, or Thor says, like, we're looking for Odin, and Doctor Strange is like, oh, well, I know where he is, and then opens a portal, and then he's, like, there. And then before that, he opens a portal, and Loki falls through, and Loki just yells, like, I've been falling for 30 minutes!
Yeah. Awesome.
That was fantastic. Dude, that was an honest like one of those reactions. Like I think they got their reaction comedy down.
Oh,
Or Taika Waititi, sweet. Yeah, I think he's got the reaction humor down. It's just the filler humor.
Yeah.
Was a little much for me.
Like I get that he wanted like this to be not like a lot more of a funnier Thor film because the previous ones weren't really that fun. Thor's not always comedy thing. He's funny, but he is serious sometimes.
He's serious most of the time in the
Yeah.
comics. He's
Yeah.
one of the more serious of the Avengers.
That's the one thing that I sometimes hated about this movie was that they would have a serious moment with Thor just a little bit, and then it would be immediately followed by a joke.
Yeah.
And it kind of bugged me a little bit. Still a very good movie.
I like Joss Whedon's way, or what was his quote? That you can have something that just is an emotional destroyer if you follow it up by a joke. He was like serious moment, joke, serious moment, joke, and it was too much.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of scenes that I felt that Thor could have looked way cooler, but it's just joke immediately after.
I agree.
So I think he just went a little overboard with the humor. But Chris Hemsworth pulls it off.
Oh, he does. Like
I think he needed to be.
This movie, like especially even shows more so like that Chris Hemsworth was born to be Thor. Like castings.
Yeah. Like there's I think with the thing that he did to Loki, like through Mjolnir and then just waited for him or to come back. That was, I think, a Thor deal.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a Thor thing. Him drinking beer instead of tea, a Thor thing. And then there's a couple other scenes, like when he had that huge or big old long speech with Valkyrie, and then threw that ball against the glass and it bounced back and hit him. That was almost a Thor moment until that ball hit his face.
Yeah, still funny.
Yeah. But after that, they meet up with Odin in Norway, and they have a big old emotional thing. And I felt Loki felt a little closer to Odin.
I agree.
The way he said that he was proud of both of his sons. And that was, I bet with Loki feeling like he's an outsider all of his life, especially knowing that he's a frost giant, like, frost giant up.
Yeah.
I felt that meant a lot to him during that. He's proud of both of his sons. He doesn't refer to it like, I'm proud of you, Thor, and then proud of you, Loki. I thought that would make him more like, okay, well, we're in two different groups still.
Yeah.
And I like how Loki and Thor kind of had a heart-to-heart moment after Odin died, even if it was just for a little bit before Hela come.
Yeah, Hela just had to win.
But one thing that I noticed with this movie, they glossed over so much.
They did.
Like, they didn't even, like, with Loki, with Odin saying that Hela was Thor's sister. That's just kind of, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, I felt that there should have been a bigger reaction to that. I've been like, what the f- you talking about, a sister? Yeah, but okay, I guess that just happened.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's how I felt with a lot of it. But Hela comes, Thor and Loki get ready for battle, throw a hammer, it breaks, and then they start flying to, or Heimdall, or no, not Heimdall.
I forget his
Scourge.
Yeah, Scourge calls them back to Asgard.
Yeah.
They get kicked out, and Hela is the only one that does.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that Thor. I like the whole time thing, like the time difference between how Loki and when Loki and Thor got there, even though they got pushed out at the same time, and I thought that was really cool. Scourge, though, bothered me.
I agree.
Like, he just uses. Are you shitting me? The Bifrost, the most ancient of all transportations in Asgard, and he goes to steal a freaking moped and some guns.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me? And it looked like he only had Earth items.
Yeah, it did.
Like, you mean you're traveling to Earth in that armor?
Kind of like I feel he had more screen. Did he have more screen time than Heimdall?
I think so.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
Yeah, dude. Why are they? Like, I understand why Heimdall was the keeper of the Bifrost. He could see everything.
Yeah.
What can Scourge see?
It's true.
He can't see dick.
I just think Heimdall's such a good villain. Why would you get us to do them? I mean, given the fact he did have a lot to do in Ragnarok, but I feel Scourge had a lot more to do, and I feel Heimdall.
I understand why Heimdall was kind of on the run.
Yeah.
Because with Loki being in Odin's place and all that fun stuff, yeah, it kind of glazed over all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Scourge. I loved his portrayal of Scourge being like all cocky and whatnot, and I think it would have been cool if he had just the guns.
Yeah.
But the fact that he had like the entire room full of stuff that he stole, like really bugged me. Like, I think it was funny how he was showing off for those girls or for those women. Like, that was funny.
That was very funny.
Like, and that is a total Scourge thing to do. Because Scourge was more the kind of person that would, with Enchantress, he was kind of at her beck and call. Like, that's how the relationship was, that whenever Enchantress said jump, Scourge was like, how high? Or he would just jump and then ask how high later. Like, he didn't question her at all. With this, I'm glad that they kind of made him more of a flirt, because they don't have an Enchantress. But yeah, I think they just kind of, Scourge was done a little too much.
That's very angry.
He was funny.
The actor that they picked him very good. That was what he was giving.
Yeah, it really did. So he opened the Bifrost. Thor, Loki, and Hela are traveling, and then Hela kicks Loki and Thor out of Bifrost, and then comes and then sees Scourge, and Scourge is just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, or it's the Warriors. It wasn't Scourge that brought him. It was the Warriors 3, or were they Warriors 3 were waiting, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah, so it was just the big guy and then Zachary Levi's character. I forget their names.
Such a waste.
And then they just are dead. It's like,
Such
oh,
a
okay.
Wow.
Like, they don't. Like, are you shitting me?
They don't even talk.
Barely. They're just like, who are you?
Oh yeah, that's what. Oh man.
And then they're just dead.
I can't remember the last time I seen a Marvel that was doing that.
And then I understand why Sif wasn't in the movie, because Jamie Alexander there was issues with her filming for her show Blind Spot. And
So that's why.
yeah, so they better freaking explain where she was if she's gonna be in any future Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Because her 3, that was just Lady Sif, and the Warrior's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those bastards are just dead, totally glazed over. And after that, I freaking love the way that Hela just kind of waited for everyone to gather, like all those warriors to just gather, and then they had the last Asian dude like sitting there, and he got his ass handed to him.
Straight up.
Like, it wasn't even funny how not long he lasted,
Yeah.
but Hela, I loved her.
Shows.
Yeah, she didn't. For someone who I consider to be a more serious actress, she didn't overplay the character at all. I felt that one person that did do that was the guy who played Diamondback in Luke Cage.
Really?
Yeah, he felt more like a Ben Affleck Daredevil Bullseye. That's how he felt. Yeah, so bad, right?
That's never a good comparison.
Yeah, but they just overplay it because they think, oh, this is a comic book movie.
No.
Yeah.
Don't overplay that shit.
Yeah, but Kate Blanchett did amazing.
She I want to see her.
Dude, I hope she is the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of what's it called? The personification of Death, one that Thanos is trying to impress. It's like Lady Death or whatever.
I get what you're
I hope that she's Thanos' love interest.
Okay.
I want her in like everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm jumping ahead, but with what happened with Surtur and everything, I want her to not be as powerful, building her strength from nothing that's Asgard's destroyed, but I still want her to be in it. I want her to be the person that Thanos is trying to impress.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be freaking. I'm doing all the remembering for this movie.
Well, I didn't know that we were like. So are we like walking through the whole movie? Because like when that happens, like I think I have to like see at least to remember the whole stuff.
Oh, all right.
So
I guess
your plan is kind of failing. I'm sorry.
Well, I've just been thinking about it a lot.
Anyway,
so Valkyrie falling off drunk. Like after that is when Thor gets trapped on Sakaar, and those guys are trying to take him as food, and then Valkyrie comes and saves his ass.
Yeah.
And she kind of falls over and is drunk.
That's like one of the comedy things. It was funny, but it just wasn't needed.
Yeah, it was kind of like how I feel with jump scares in horror movies. Is like a cheap scare.
Yeah.
It was a cheap laugh.
Oh yeah, I get you.
And there was a couple of those where I'm just like, come on. Like you just took all seriousness of this character out in this moment. Like, I think it would have been cooler if she would have just walked down, shot them all, and then grabbed Thor and walked on.
Yeah,
Like,
that would
what
have
the?
yeah, that would have been way better.
Like one of those moments, I would have been like, yes. But no, they had to kind of make fun of her. I felt. Then we get introduced to. We're at 51 minutes. So we also go from there to Thor getting introduced to the Grandmaster, and I felt that introduction to the Grandmaster was awesome.
Jeff Goldblum is a great turn.
Dude, if Jeff Goldblum didn't have any say in that, I feel that they got him, like, his personality just right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that is totally how Jeff Goldblum would be like.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I liked how it was like freaking Thor out.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a hologram, and Thor was like freaking out, and then it shut off, and then he's like, in front of everyone. That was funny. Like, that was something that I'd probably be like, yeah, I would freak me out too.
Yeah, right? Seriously though.
Like, any time that you can get a hero to feel human, I think is a good thing. Which I think they did. It made Thor feel more human.
Yes.
Then after that, he's just kind of going through the ropes of, like, this is what Sakaar is. You fight for your freedom. Yeah, because he's just like, alright, well, I want to get out of here ASAP.
Yeah.
Who do I have to fight? And they're like, oh, you can take on our champion.
Your friend from work.
That was an amazing line.
Yeah.
That line holds up.
It does. It absolutely.
Almost as much as Loki being like, I need to get off this planet.
I love look at this.
But that fight was just amazing.
That was especially. I loved how Thor tried to do like the back of okay, sun's going down. The guy, he's like, yeah, no. Like,
Hulk is having none of it.
That was amazing.
There were a lot of parts where I felt like Hulk, because I know Hulk from the comics.
You know him inside now.
Yeah, he would not just. I felt like that whole thing where he felt Thor was going to make a connection with him.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened in the comics. Hulk would have gotten more pissed off and freaking destroyed Thor.
That's a good. Still, I like.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It shows that.
It's one of my favorite comedy parts of it.
Actually, after that part, I think my favorite comedy part was after all that happened. And
with the
Loki's just like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. That was definitely the best part. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I agree. That was definitely the best comedy part.
I will say this about the movie: all the comedy, none of it was forgetful.
No, it wasn't.
Like, there's, like, I can think of pretty much I can think of maybe 60% of all the jokes that were told, which is really good.
Yeah.
'Cause I've seen comedies where I couldn't tell you any joke immediately after watching it.
Yeah.
And it's been what, like a week almost, and those jokes are still in my head. But that fight was amazing. I thought it was going to end a lot sooner than it was going to.
I did too.
So when Thor went all God of Thunder, that was just sick. But I felt it should have been a more even match after that.
Like, I would agree.
Because before then, it just felt like Hulk was just kicking ass. After Thor got his freaking one-up mushroom, I felt it should have been more even, where it was more like they punch each other and like this old thing, and not freaking Hulk Thor just punching the Hulk and getting like blown up. I would have taken that a fight a completely direction. It would have been more of a fight where if Hulk landed a punch on Thor, it wasn't going to launch him back. It was probably going to like slide him back a bit, but it wasn't going to up against a wall. But I was so mad when when Grandmaster shocked Thor or shut him down.
I know, that was.
I'm like, are you shitting me?
Bullshit.
Like, the fight could have gone on for easy another 15 minutes before. Easy. I felt it would have been an even more powerful fight if they knocked each other out.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like 100% pro Hulk. Like, I think Hulk can destroy anyone, and there's like no changing my mind. But I would have been completely happy with a knockout on both sides.
Okay, so question, you moving past the fight. When after that, we get scenes where like it's just like Hulk actually. Is that how Hulk actually like is in the comics? Because I've never read a single Hulk.
The ones that I've read, he's more. Have you ever seen Agents of Smash? Did you watch Avengers Assemble at all?
Yes.
He's more like that, where he can talk, he can communicate. He doesn't sound like a 2-year-old. He can form full sentences.
Okay.
He's just dumb.
Okay. It's kind of this one like a little too young. Yeah. A little bit.
I felt Hulk was a little more like toddler.
Yeah.
The intro was pretty great. Like, I felt it should have been more like an adult, like a caveman. Like, they can communicate an idea. I liked how like his speech was, but the way that he was portrayed felt like a toddler.
So, do you know if the whole time Mark Ruffalo's voice, or was that Luke Ragnarok?
I think it was Mark Ruffalo's.
Okay, I assume so.
I think with Marvel, I think all the roaring and everything.
I just didn't know if like the Hulk actually just talking to him. It makes more sense, definitely.
I'd have to see it even to see if Lou Ferrigno was credited, because he was credited as the voice in the Incredible Hulk.
I think he always is.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's gonna roar like him.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno will forever be my Hulk. But Mark Ruffalo's like a really close second. Actually, I can't put Eric Bana over Norton.
Oh, screw you. I'm out. I'm sorry, I didn't like
that Hulk. The Hulk I didn't like. Or Norton's Banner I didn't like, but I loved his Hulk.
Yeah,
with him, I didn't care for his Hulk, but I loved Banner.
Yeah, Mark was like the next to the beach.
Yes. Almost as much as, well, I can't say Lou Ferrigno, because Lou Ferrigno was just playing Hulk. It was the other dude that's in Banner. But that Banner was awesome.
I still, though, did like how, because I didn't even think about it until they pointed out to me that once Thor is able to transform Hulk back into his Banner, holy shit, it's been 2 years. That did not until he said that, holy shit, yeah, it's been that long. Holy shit. Like, I want to know, like, because I can't ask you, but like, how long is the longest Banner has gone as just, like, I had no idea what.
That's one of those interesting things, because there are some portrayals where Hulk knows, or Banner knows what Hulk's doing, and that's kind of how he's able to communicate.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, and this one, like, he had no control.
Yeah, like how he described it. Most of the time it felt like him and Hulk had both hands on the steering wheel, and then this one it was just Hulk. In most portrayals, they talk about Hulk and Banner, two separate people sharing the same. So kind of like a multiple personality disorder in extreme case.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought that was pretty good.
Revenge. What do you think?
Dude, I have so many mixed feelings about that joke. Gosh damn.
It was funny in the trailer. I don't think it was that as funny as in the movie. It's just not just because the joke was spoiled. I just feel like, I don't know, it's kind of.
Yeah, like, I think Valkyrie was the worst person to ask that.
Yes.
Because who would she care if the team has a name? Does this team have a name? No, bitch. Yeah. We're just a team. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
The Avengers just got their name for being the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't we're the Avengers now. They just kind of took the initiative out of it. They just kind of ran with it. Yeah, but that whole thing. I liked how she beat the shit out of Loki and then tied him up, though.
That was really fun.
So, yeah, as you go further on, Hulk kind of throws a tantrum that, like, Hulk and Thor just kind of fight, like, yelling argument. Like, I felt that conversation, if you would have replaced Hulk with, like, a 2-year-old, the fight could have gone exact same.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I mean, I wish Hulk was a little more. I think it would have been better if it was more like a brother fight, not like a parent yelling at their child, which is how it felt. But there's a lot of it where, like, with the relationship the Hulk had with Valkyrie, like their playful deal, that it was fun. Wasn't like it just kind of like felt like more like it just knocked Hulk down a couple pegs on like the adult scale. Which I guess it makes sense if you're thinking about it where Hulk was born when the accident, whatever accident happened to Banner. So I think if you think about it that way, it kind of makes sense how Hulk reacts. But he felt a lot more adult than people.
I agree, absolutely. Definitely felt a lot more adult.
Yeah. I like his animation a lot better, the CGI that they used for him.
Oh yeah, it's definitely come a long way since 2012.
Yeah, it's super clean now.
Yeah.
Like I feel it looks a lot more like Ruffalo in the face.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
I felt like in the Avengers from 2012, that one felt. I love that portrayal. It looked a little too. Kind of fake looking, a little too monsterish. And I felt the same thing with Age of Ultron. He looked too monstery.
This one they got.
Yeah, he was a perfect amount of human. And if I were Banner, I think he would have. I think his little panic attack, perfect. Of being it like oh shit, I've been in the Hulk for 2 years. I'm on a different planet. Like how the hell does this even happen? They didn't explain how Hulk got there. It's a car.
I thought that's where the ship crashed.
Yeah, but how? Like how did Thor had to get there from getting pushed out of the freaking Bifrost? How the hell could Hulk fly there?
Got me, man.
Yeah, they kind of just glossed over that minor detail.
Yeah, they kind of did.
Like, oh, okay, he's just here now. Like, I think it would have made sense if, like, there's, like, a residual portal from or, like, if Heimdall was, like, looking, or someone was looking to find the Hulk and open the Bifrost, and then like, closed it before Hulk got all the way through. That would have made sense to me.
That would have, yeah.
I mean, they would have had to come up with a situation in which they were trying to get Hulk there. I think it would have been cool if Hulk was flying in the Quinjet, and then Odin. Oh, this was after Dark World. It was Dark World wasn't after Age of Ultron.
No, it was before.
I'm trying to think of a situation in which someone from Asgard, like Odin or Loki, would try to summon the Hulk, and then why someone would try to shut it down. Like, I know Loki sure as hell wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I bet they could have blamed that on Scourge, where someone was trying to summon the Hulk, and then Heimdall comes and is like, hey, have this, and then yanks the sword out. Like, that would make sense to me.
Yeah, it's true.
But whatever. It's just a detail that I felt they glossed over again. Because obviously we have to assume that space travel is possible.
Yeah.
That you can go from Earth to Mars. No way in hell that Hulk just kind of was flying through space forever and then just happened upon a black hole or something. Yeah. I wish they would have explained that a lot better. That's the one gripe I had with me. Other than that, excessive humor, like the cheap laughs. The reaction humor was perfect.
So should we talk about it? Just give it our positives, negatives, our movie, and
yeah. So the ending was where Thor was realizing that Asgard needed to be destroyed to stop Hela.
And I love how they keep pointing out that Asgard is on these people.
Right. But that also raises a question, because Odin says that Hela draws her power from Asgard. So does she draw it from the people, or does she draw it from the place?
You got me. Kevin Feige?
Yeah. That's something we could email him about. No one else is going to ask him that.
There you go.
That'd be a fun email. But that whole fight sequence where they were trying to take on Hela or where Hulk was trying to protect the Asgardians while they were getting on the ship was pretty cool. It would have been cooler if he didn't freaking face plant on the fetching bridge.
That was one of the jokes that I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that didn't need to happen. Should have just transformed into the Hulk right there.
I think it would have been cool if they would have pulled an Avengers transform while when he was doing the punch and then stop that shit. Yes. But if he were to jump down and then while he's falling, Hulk out and then just like beat the shit out of that wolf.
Yes, that would have been awesome.
That would have been sick.
But no,
they did the freaking faceplant. Dude, I thought it was like this is gonna be so cool, and then I saw the bridge without Like
Yeah.
before Banner, I'm like, shit. And then he face planted. I'm like, damn it.
When you don't hear Hulk roar, you're like, oh, I don't.
You could like with the ones where they were going for like the cheap laugh. I felt the reaction ones were more like genuine laughs from me, and then the ones where you could tell that a cheap laugh was coming.
Yeah.
Like just the complete and utter silence before he fell. I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But so that pissed me off super bad.
Yeah. Too.
I enjoyed the fight, like that whole fight a lot. I like how Scourge finally grew a bear and
Yeah.
was fighting
He
for
went out
Asgard.
on a high note.
Yeah. I feel that they should have saved him, and maybe I think it would have been cool to introduce the Enchantress in this
That
movie,
would've been cool.
where if he was on the thing and then he pulls out the gun, starts shooting, and then Enchantress is kind of like there staring at him. That would have been cool. I mean, but you'd have to cast Enchantress. Amber Heard wouldn't be a bad Enchantress.
Don't get carried away.
Oh my gosh. I think if I were like Dreamcast the Enchantress, probably Amber Heard.
That would be a good choice. I agree. Definitely.
Because she's just like majestic looking enough to pull off an Asgardian Enchantress.
Agreed.
But that would have been that would just make an amazing Thor movie in general.
So the biggest surprise at the end is Thor loses an eye.
Yeah, they kind of glossed over that too.
Yeah, right?
Dude, all the big things that happened just kind of were just
Seriously?
Okay, I guess we'll add that. Like you didn't even get time to like figure out, like you didn't see her going for his eye. You didn't see anything. You
didn't see his. I don't even think you saw his reaction after it or anything.
No,
you
he's
didn't
just
see him no, nothing. See him agonizing in pain, nothing.
I think that would have been a better reveal where she like was going for his eye and then did something and then he's like covering it and then he like kind of takes it off and then it's just that big old gaping black eye. And, like you're expecting like a small cut and it's just gone and you're like, oh damn.
Yeah, right.
But no, they're just like, no more eye, and I'm like, okay, I guess that happened.
Yeah.
Which we were totally tricked in the promos.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because both eyes are lit up. Sorry. No.
Dude, and for a reveal like that, are you shitting me?
Right.
It's just kind of gone.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh. I really enjoyed his joke where Loki's just like, well, hit her with thunder, and he's like, I just hit her with the biggest lightning bolt in the history of lightning.
That was hilarious.
Come on, Loki, get your head out of your ass.
All right.
Did you not see what I did to the palace?
And they bring back
Surtur?
Yeah, they bring back Surtur.
I'm counting that.
Damn it! Shit. Yeah, so they bring back Surtur, and they have this whole plan to where like have Hela fight Surtur as they take off away from Asgard, and basically, I can't remember, do they kill each other or is it Surtur kills Hela? Or...
That was kind of glazed over too. I assume very highly that Surtur died. Hela, I'm not 100%
I hope she
sure.
didn't die. I want Kate Blanchett to come back.
I want her back.
Oh, she was amazing.
I want her to be like the next Loki.
Yes, please.
I mean,
she's like probably the only villain that I'm just like not. There's only like 3 Marvel villains that haven't been like that, and that's Loki, Hela, and
well, all the other
Ultron,
Marvel,
actually.
all the other Marvel villains died.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Ironmonger died in Iron Man.
The one villain that I would actually love to see come back is James Spader's Ultron. Just because I love
James Spader is amazing.
Yeah, just because I love his voice. I loved him as Ultron, so I would love to see him back.
James Spader's just amazing. I love how like Shakespearean he is.
Yeah, you know how most people say, "Oh, I want Morgan Freeman to narrate my life." Sorry, I want him to narrate my life, please.
Yeah.
His voice is incredible.
Especially his Ultron voice, the metallic.
Yes,
it's just perfect.
It was.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman can go sit down. I want someone else to narrate my life.
And then in the end, they all shot the Earth. And
no, they're space travel.
I know. I'm kidding.
They're just traveling in space, and then, like, I like Thor's reaction to becoming king, where everyone's looking to him, and he kind of just turns around. He's like,
"Yeah, right." That was hilarious.
And he like turns around, and he like has a panic look on his face. But there's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that the movie did right, and I think the things that they did right overpower the things they got wrong.
I agree. The biggest gripe that I have with the movie is just that I just feel it was a little too much comedy.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe. And then my second one would be the things that they just kind of threw in there. Like the death of the Warriors 3 and Thor losing his eye. Biggest kind of, oh, alright, I guess we have to deal with this now.
Yeah.
I felt that they could have had bigger thing, and I felt that Warriors 3 should have lasted way longer.
Yeah.
They're the ultimate warriors of Asgard.
And they lasted what, less than 10 seconds?
Yeah. Like, I understand the big guy, or one of the first two dying, but the other two should have just freaking whooped ass.
Yes.
And then got killed in an epic way. And then, yeah, so that irritated me. Everything else about the movie, I love.
Everyone did a great job training the character. I have no gripes about any past.
One of the other things, besides Hulk not just kind of appearing on Sakaar with no real reason, they should have shown him flying into like a black hole or something.
Oh, yeah, that would.
But my other gripe with that is when he did turn back into the Hulk. You remember the conversation that he was having with Thor, where he was saying like, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn back if I go Hulk again."
Yeah.
And he just like he barely gave it a second thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you're just gonna jump on this wolf?
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, you want to know how you might recognize me?" And that's really it. Yeah, he doesn't say.
That was something else that, like, now that you brought it up, kind of bothered me. Why didn't he just tell Valkyrie?
I know, right?
It's like, yeah, I'm usually big and green.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she would have been like, prove it or something like that. That's the only reason I can think of. But I don't know why he would try to keep his secret identity on a different planet.
Yeah.
Other than that, just really loved the movie.
If this is the direction that, I don't know if they're making any other Thors after this one, but this is the direction, and I'm happy with it. I just want a little less villages.
Yeah, cheap jokes can go. Keep the reaction jokes. Those ones were perfection. Overall, I think I have to give the movie a B+. Have you done any research on the after credits? I did a little bit of it, and from what I can gather, that is Thanos' ship.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So shit's gonna hit the fan for those Asgardians real quick.
So that's how, I guess that leads to.
Yeah, but that also makes Thor the last Asgardian. If you know that he's not just gonna end up in space.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not gonna just be like, oh well, he's the only one that got thrown out there. No, all Asgardians are gonna die.
Yeah, except for
yes. Kill off Heimdall, dude. Oh,
Idris Elba. Throw it.
I love Idris Elba.
Too, yeah.
He's one of the on Ariel's cheat list.
I gotta give you a high five for that.
Oh yeah. Anyway, besides that, Loki needs to stay alive, obviously.
I want to see Valkyrie stay alive.
Yeah, Valkyrie, I want to see again. Thor, obviously. And Hulk. That's going to be interesting. If those five aren't going to be, but Thor could not kill. If those four are still going to be alive, which they obviously are going to be, where are they? I mean, is Thor just one of the like? I guess it would also make sense if Thor were to jump out of the ship and be like trying to go f up Thanos, and then everyone else flies away.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. But it'd be interesting to see what they would. So you got anything else to add?
Nope.
Alright, well, I believe that is it for our first review of Thor Ragnarok. And we will probably be doing another one of these when the Blu-ray comes out.
Yeah, dive into specials. See, because I don't know if you'll be seeing it again, Bruce, but I probably will. See it at least one time. See it didn't change. Not that it's not like gonna go down. I don't know about.
Yeah, I think it'll probably stay about the same.
Which B+ is not.
No, what other movie would I rate it B+? I'd probably give Winter Soldier around the same. Like I gave it A-.
Soldier minus.
Yeah, but that's as close to B+ as I can.
It's still like I still Winter Soldier was.
Civil War, I give it B+.
Okay, I gotta do that.
I had more fun at this movie than I did Civil War.
Oh, I agree.
But Civil War's story was anyway, so we'll be doing another review of just the features and probably go over the quickie of a review again if our grade changes at all. Then we have a few more. How many episodes for the new year? Like 6 or 7. Yeah, before the new year, and then we'll be doing our end of the year movie lineup top 5, which I think this goes into my top 5.
I'll have to do.
It's one of my lower top 5s, but it's in my top 5.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll make a chart, and then for the new year we'll be doing our what we're excited for list, what we hope will do good, what we hope ever does good. Yes. I want Marvel and DC to be on the same level. Like like my dream is that Marvel and DC just keep one-upping each other.
That's a very good dream. I don't know if reality, but we'll see.
I want it to be like notch it, keep going up and up and up, and then like just barely.
Yeah, no.
Like that's my dream. But DC has a little ways to go.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you will hear back from us next week, and we will post this. I'm not gonna say a confirmation date because the last one we said we were gonna post it on Saturday, and we didn't.
I blame schooling.
Yeah.
School for wasting.
So
we apologize.
What day? So if you had to guess, like what day max would you say?
Next, no, I say bye.
Next Friday? Yeah. But if we're recording on a Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's sorry. Okay, what day?
At the latest. I was hoping like did it get done this week Tuesday again? I hope by Tuesday. Unless you can get it done sooner.
I'll try, Captain.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
It will be posted before we record next time.
I'm just doing shit.
Yeah, figure it out eventually. So, if you like this episode, please like us on iTunes. We are on Google Play too, so subscribe to us on that. Rate and review on iTunes. We are also on Stitcher. I don't know what Stitcher is, but we have one.
So by all means.
Yeah, so go subscribe to us on that. If you can rate us. If you can't, then don't. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. We're also on Facebook, The All Bros, or you can search for us on Facebook and Twitter at The All Bros channel. We also have a YouTube channel that we don't post too many videos to. Bite me. How about you send me that one shot, and then we'll wait. Oh, I don't have the final version.
I'll send you.
Well, no, send me the final version, and then I'll upload that, or if you want to upload it. Anyway. Before one of us uploads the one shot, I'll post on Twitter and Facebook about it, so you guys can go check it out. Tell us what you think. We thought it was pretty good.
Considering how much of a time.
Yeah. So how about whenever you get a video project, you don't wait till the last minute. Tell me about it.
Shut up. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
So yeah.
Jeez.
Like us, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Facebook, Twitter. And we also have an email. It's the allbroschannel@gmail.com. So if you have something you want us to, anything you want to recommend that we watch, that's doesn't have to be superhero related. It could be anything. Rose recommended Whiplash to me, and I watched that. Super good, by the way.
It's amazing.
So yeah, if you have anything you want us to watch and talk about, send it our way. We'll do our best to. So till next time, I am Caleb Albers.
I'm Johnson.
This is the All Bros Podcast. Deuces.
Deuces.